Well, I hope this game will go better than before. Because, well, who knows? Because we got ourselves AHL, some hockey, more hockey goodness. But what if you could try to pronounce something like this for me? Let me see here. Here we are, everybody. It's time for some hockey. We're back with more. And it's the different Penguins. Not it's not your typical Pittsburgh. Actually a different area. That I could never figure out proper pronunciation. You would think it'd be pronounced Wilkes-Barre Scranton, but you also get Wilkie-Barre Scranton. I'm sure there'll be somebody in the area that can tell me how to actually pronounce it. But I'll for the meantime, I guess I'll call it Wilkie-Barre Scranton. That's pretty much the best as I'm gonna be able to do for some time. But hey, sports are back after that holiday. That certainly exists. And here we are on a different holiday. That isn't even a holiday, but just an excuse to try to figure out a way to sell things at a discounted price so that people can trample over each other at midnight. Well, granted, we're about 19 hours removed from midnight at this point, but who cares? Any excuse to let people trample over each other in the middle of the night is an excuse anybody will take on. But we got the Phantoms here again. As I've shared before, we're going to be covering the Phantoms quite a bit, as they ended up becoming my AHL team. And you may notice that TBD for December 7th. That's because uh, yesterday we just covered Thanksgiving, and it's way too early to figure out a broadcast map for Sunday. It's way too early for that. So we're gonna be stuck with the. That'll be a. We'll see what kind of game comes up for that December 7th date. That's the date I want to lean in on. Oh yeah, there's also gonna be some Saturday football coming up. As conference championship weekend is the final oh series of games for college football before the bowl games start, which means the NFL will have free reign from week 15 through 17. I'll need to take a look at the week 15 through 17 stuff to see what I can do. I am going to have to do a Saturday game. Just a matter of when it is. Let's see. They're not doing any for week 15. There are some for week 16. So my only chance for a Saturday game is week 16. And they're both on Fox and both to be determined. One is Packers Bears. We featured both of them already. And the other is Eagles Commanders, which we also already featured. And I do think I have week 17 figured out already. I do think so. I do think we got Christmas games sorted out. I am likely going to do the evening one on that is Lions Vikings for December 25th. And since I do need to cover a Saturday game. At some point. I think week 15 is when they're supposed to start on it. Or they might not. Yeah, it's looking like week 16 is my only chance. And it'll be, and as of now, it's Bears, Packers, or Eagles, Commanders. So I'll have to keep an eye out. It's a good thing I went ahead and sorted that part out accordingly. So, should be able to get things sorted out. Eagles did just lose to the Bears. Means the Bears have jumped up to the 2 seed. And the Commanders stay alive. So the Cardinals are now one loss away from being out. So we got all kinds of scenarios going on. So we're down to a handful of scenarios. Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's mainly just talking about basketball. I did start including more AHL and more ECHL on the little thing there. Brady's back for the Senators. So yay. I mean, it works out for my fantasy team now Brady's back. Also, we're gonna keep track to see if I'm not gonna watch it, but we're gonna keep track to see if the Solar Bears can and even win a game or get a point for that matter. It's crazy to think. Oh yeah, they're are they doing like some sort of like ad thing during the national anthem? That's hilarious. It's like it's like the people behind the broadcast that were like, forget about it, allowing the national anthem to play. In terms of the singing and stuff, we're gonna advertise this. Look what's coming to our area. It's so funny. You bored? You bored of this national anthem? Then come check out Journey live at concert. It's probably one of the most hilarious things I've seen occur. They don't even bother. They just do advertisements over it. Now you can hear parts of the national anthem, and the picture blurred. Oh, wow. Great work, Lehigh. Great work. Good job on trying to not piss anyone off. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Just realize the logo's pretty similar, but a little more cartoonish and an extra color in there. I say a little more cartoonish, but right. I should probably fix this. There we go. And now we have ourselves some hockey. But let me see if I can actually pull up a little something about who's in that goalie for anybody for that matter. Because we gotta make sure we have the names, right? No, I don't want to go to watch. I want to go to box score. Let's see what we got here. We got for the Phantoms. We got Alexei Kolosov, and and for the Penguins we got Sergei Murashov. In that net, and you can definitely tell this is being played in Penguin territory because of the logos and stuff. You can also tell based on the jerseys. Okay, I joke. Oh, I know. But still. And I like how there's like it's like some sort of like sense of yeah, I'm gonna do my job as a commentator. But whether you like the commentator or not, it's up to you. It's surely gonna do a better job than the Railers, right? They gotta do better than the Railers, right? Well, it's AHL, so it's just been some back and forth stuff, pretty much. I can, dude, get back in your net. You almost got hit there, which could have been bad for you. Probably would have also ignited some fisticuffs. Now I think about it. But their arena is Mohegan Arena at Casey Plaza. Mo- Mohegan Arena at Casey Plaza. Really? That's the name of your arena? Look, I get there's some mouthful ones like the one here in Jacksonville, Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Well, but at least that makes more sense. Because you get the sponsor first to mention that it's a memorial for veterans in the middle and then the word arena at the end. This here is like saying, hey, welcome to the arena that's located here at the plaza because we don't know how to do math. Feels weird. It it's like it's like trying to be Mile High. Like welcome to the Power Field at Mile High. But Denver owns up to it. They know where they are. They're willing to embrace that in a heartbeat. The only thing that makes sense about this one here is, I guess, literacy. Mulligan Arena, Casey Plaza. I am keeping watch here from time to time on if I see any score stuff. Apparently, and I'll probably take some peeks in the living room whenever there's because the game's going at the same time. And I guess there's some already troubles brewing. I can only imagine. The Solar Bears have definitely had their fair share of troubles. This is the first of 3 home games to try and win a single game in November. I can only I can only imagine what's I can only imagine some of them are trying to do their best South Park impressions and talking about I mean talking about they're losing so bad they're losing their jobs. That's a bunch of scrubs. But I'm here to talk about this particular game here, and it's just been a bunch of back and forth, and nobody's trying to get it in yet. And that puck is still not going to go in, and it's going on towards the opposite way as it's going to force the Penguins to try to regroup. And you can definitely tell they're wanting that this is a battle of two of the best teams in their division. These, this really is Not joke. This is two of the best teams in their division. And you can see it based on how they're playing. You you would either expect foul between two good teams to go to a go to a shootout shootout, or it'd be full of defense. Or it could be a mix of both for all I know. But there's definitely been all kinds of things. And I do like how, and these are the kind of matches you like to see. And well, I guess you can actually do some sort of like AI thing there now. Is that what that is? Make yourself an anime look? I don't know what that's about. Apparently had some technical difficulties somewheres. I don't know what kind of technical difficulties, but apparently there were some. Probably missed it. But action is going. And I wonder who's going to end up scoring first. And what's likely going to be a contested battle. And we're already having to try to make sure the players are separated. Nothing about punches thrown or anything. Just got to make sure they're separated. And it'll be interesting to see. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The Solar Bears are doing their underwear toss. Yes, you heard that right. Underwear toss. That's a thing that exists. Don't question it. You're talking about hockey, where all kinds of weird things can occur. All kinds of breakups. Neither team's wanting to give up the first goal of the game right now. Now you can tell it's tightly contested. You can definitely tell. And well, they're gonna go straight for face off there. Like that shot not. Guess there was offsides. And all kinds of shenanigans. All kinds of offsides calls. And then I can indefinitely tell you, enjoy next week without there being a live stream. But I should be able to get on track with video again. Back on track with the video. Since there's no schedule thing, and that is the goal right there. Penguins are the ones who strike first. And we got ourselves all kinds of typicalness. That is goal. Back goal for Gabe Klassen. Gee, Solar Bears are running with it. But that's definitely gonna be helping out in the standings a little bit on how good some of the players are gonna be. That was almost a response there, but it's broken up. And yeah, there that time that was not that technical difficulties. That's typical Ice Crew. And and you can definitely tell we're in for a competitive one, folks. Maybe it as well go more competitively than the last night. Just dear good. AFC North football can really drain a person. You can tell I'm actually sounding better right now because this is actually something to be excited about and not whatever the hell happened in between the Bengals and the Ravens. But but here's play going on. And they're definitely gonna call more. And you can tell it's all over the place. You just look over and look over and look over and look over until you can find something. Penguins are able to prevent the puck from going in. They just have it. It's just gonna be called for an icing. But man, it's just so crazy. You know how things have gone between all kinds of people. Penguins are definitely looking to try and not make this as competitive as it should be. But it is gonna be a penalty. Trying to see what the penalty was for. They haven't even shown it. Wow. That was a penalty of some sort. Why else would they go on power play? But yeah, I guess there maybe wasn't a penalty that much. And apparently, Tuhart got a goal. Well, there was a penalty, ain't much of one. Somebody ain't doing their job and updating on penalties. And that time winds down. Very much. That's it. And it's gonna be an icing. Oh no, it's a tripping call. So now the Phantoms are going on a power play. That one I did catch. Now it'll be the Phantoms with a chance to do something. Okay, they did update it. So for Phantoms, Alexis Gendron was called for a slashing, but the one that just got called was Raphael Harvey Pinnard for tripping. Well, man, the Solar Bears aren't doing so hot again. Do you think with how much you guys been tend to struggle at the Kia Center that they actually have a chance? You would think. We'll see if the fans can capitalize on the power play here. As they keep looking for an opening. Almost got in, but no, it's just going to be cleared. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's not looking like they're going to be able to capitalize on it as time winds down. Stoppage is going to stop with 10 seconds on the power play. But yeah, we'll try to follow some of these. So I'm only going to cover the Phantoms for the regular season. But for the ECHL teams, I am going to cover their playoff games. And whenever they're faced with a potential elimination scenario. Or about to clinch. So yeah, that was pretty much it for power play. It was a while ago, but whatever. And the Penguins weren't able to get much going there, but they do retain possession. Or they don't. It's gonna end up being a turnover, turnover, and turnover, and turnover. There's a lot of turnovers that tend to go on in hockey. All kinds of turnovers everywhere. It makes you wonder if famous Jameis is one of the players who loves his juicy turnovers playing out there on the ice. I don't think. You have to think about it. We did recently get famous Jameis on Sunday, d- potentially delivering a juicy turnover, maybe. Wonder if he'll get the chance to do it again on Sunday. To deliver his juicy turnovers, because the bakery has to remain open in business somehow. It has to. But yeah, there's definitely stuff going. Leads on this intermission, I'll be able to throw this little bottle away and see what's going on with some stuff. As this is pretty much where the that is almost sent into the net, but it's a no. And that's how the period ends. So that is gonna be how the first period comes to an end. Penguins lead 1-0 over the Phantoms. Now let me take care of this quick, please. That was certainly. Well, you let me tell there was more excitement in that than there was towards the end of yesterday. And I take that pretty much. Just chilling out here for a bit. Oh yeah, that's right. Everybody does Taylor tosses. Forgot about that. Yeah, they're just talking about some stuff right now. I think that was some sirens I just heard. I don't know where it was coming from, but if it came from outside, there's probably something going on. I swear, it feels like there's more first responders out here lately. Like maybe not this, maybe not this month, but more out here more lately within the past year, maybe 2 or 3. Who knows? Usually, usually around here, there's not much with first responders. At least not this side. Yeah, they're just going on talking about their stuff. Oh yeah, right. There's some sort of random commercial thing they got. Uh, all I think of is Game Day with Nachos. Like, if anybody even heard of it, like it just goes Game Day with Nachos or something like that. But yeah, it's podcast time for them. I'm sure. We gotta go podcast style. Uh, wait, yeah. I think that's like some sort of. It's looking like that's some sort of AI looking like thing, whatever it is that they're doing now. Oh yeah, that thing. That all I can think of with that ad they're doing audio for right now is she's like Game Day with Nachos. That's all I can think of with that. It's just been crazy stuff, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Oh yeah, they're talking about Blue. Oh yeah, Blue Cross. Oh, it comes back to Blue Cross. Hey, Blue Cross can have some good insurances. You just, it's just that in order to find a good insurance, you need to have an employer that offers good insurance. That's the thing. There's different names for all the Blue Cross stuff. There's Anthem, Florida Blue, regular Blue Cross Blue Shield, Primera. I think there's some few others. Who don't even know that this how many different names there are for it. It's all the same company anyway. Just gotta make the name marketable. Oh yeah, there's that. Or, oh look, Savannah has a rabbit that tied it up. What's swellable? Yeah. There's all that stuff. Man, Jarvis for the Hurricanes has 3 goals? What the heck? Jarvis has a hat trick. Yeah, they're actually bad for the second period. I should probably get back to the setup thing here. So, yeah, we do have a new period going. Well, here's another power play for the Penguins on deck. That was quick. A tripping call for Lane Peterson. Oh, look, it's another tripping call. Refs love those. Apparently, they even do in the AHL. Yeah, it's been there hasn't been anybody in this game to take advantage. And Penguins have pretty much been on the verge of going two on those. And yeah, there wasn't even a capitalization of it. Yeah, it's just been that shot is sent flying into a net. Both sides been trying to get more, trying to get something into the net. Penguins are trying to get some get extension going. Man, second period pretty much been one of those periods. Oh yeah, that mascot. Gotta get the Goofy Penguin involved. Why not? Man. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, nobody's. There's been multiple chances to try and score for both sides. It's just pretty much been quiet. I'm still trying to keep track of things as much as possible. I'm still hoping to see if anything catches my eye. But, geez, Nailers. I just saw that pop up on the thing. But apparently the Jets suck. Without somebody reliable there. There to stop goals. And there's, speaking of goals, how about one for the Penguins of this particular game? How about they get their chance to extend their lead just like that? And it's Raphael Harvey Pinard. And that's now 2-0 for the Penguins. And there is a penalty coming up. And yeah, that's gonna be another power play for the Penguins. There's your hooking. And for Jacob Gotcher, getting to spend his time in a box. And yeah, that shot is gonna be stopped. Trying to stop what they can here. Yeah, it's like nobody's been able to capitalize on a power play today. Hi, we'd like to report a robbery. Oh, geez, Pirates. I'm not sure what kind of robbery you can report. Just been all kinds of things. But that puck's definitely got to clear it. And you can tell power play's been an issue for both sides. Well, more so the Penguins because they've had 3 chances to do so, and they seem to not be able to do it. And that almost turned into a chance for a goal for the Phantoms. But it's back to even strength. And they're still trying to get things sorted out. And here's the Phantoms looking to try to get on the board. It's been all kinds of shots. And all the way down. No icing for that. Bucky's moving around quickly from 2 different ends. And now it's finally going to be called for icing. And there's going to be another penalty call. This one's actually going to give the Phantoms a power play. That's Gabe Glasson. So both of the players that ended up scoring goals go in the penalty box. How funny is that? There's been all kinds of stuff that's been going on. That almost got sent into the net, but it stopped. And they're still trying. They're forced to regroup themselves after Lane not being able to respond properly in time and to keep it in the zone. But that one will go to face off. And but yeah. Lot different abilities. Nobody's been able to capitalize. Again, it's hard, but still. And that is all the way back opposite way. And with 1 second left, they're gonna call a penalty for interference. And it's against the Phantoms. What was it? LG Grants. So now, for 1 second, it's just 4-on-4. Then it's gonna be a power play for the Penguins. That was poor timing for that. And there's a power play goal for you right there. And it's guess what? The Penguins. Oh, they say Wilkes-Barre. It was power play, and it's to Rucker Rory. And now it's 3-0 for the Penguins. This game's already getting out of hand. This is just not gonna. This has not gone well for the Phantoms. Okay, apparently there's one of these kinds of albums out there. Covers Down Downward Spiral. Lactose covering Mr. Self Destruct. Thief covering Piggy. Rain covering Heresy. Sandrader covering Martha Pigs. Divar covering Closer. High Tone Son of a Bitch. Okay, that's the name. Covering Ruiner. Dreadnought covering Becoming. John Fryer covering. I do not want this. John Tanner? I don't know how to pronounce that because there's an X between C and N. Big man with a gun. Yes. Aya? It's IA covering a Warm Place. Abrams covering Eraser. Author and Punisher covering Reptile. Pale Horse, Pale Rider covering the title track. And Between the Perry and Me covering Hurt. Huh. And man, there have been so many times the Phantoms almost get it in, but they don't. And there's another one right there. Just been one not a good period for the Phantoms in general. A lot of power play and irregular. And again with the Phantoms, not being able to capitalize eyes on much and almost getting there. They just haven't been able to finish it. Not what you like to see, but that shot is actually able to be saved. So the Phantoms are able to salvage something as this period starts to come to an end. And we get a ref having to try to make sure he stays on his feet. Not exactly what you want to see out of the Phantoms, but I'm sure er, they'll make the playoffs. It's everyone but the bottom two. And this is pretty much how the period is going to come to an end. And they won't get another chance for a shot. That is where the second period ends, as there's some players that are trying to go at it. Wilkes-Barre. So I can just hang out for by the side here. Oh yeah, Chuck-a-puck. That's right. Something during the second intermission. Yeah, that's right. I need to be paying attention to that. Is having no lights out during that part standard for them? Man, there have been some interesting stuff to have occurred. Oh yeah, I forgot that was a commercial. Let's go go six. Jeez. More shootouts in the South Division of the ECHL. Jeez, Iceman, you can't even do good at being on defense. What else is new? Oh, well, that was the intermission that flew by. During the intermission that flew by. Now it's on to the third period. I forgot how fast they fly by. So the third period is now underway. We'll see if anything can happen. And for the fans, they're probably just hoping at least not get shut out. Does that be embarrassing? And there have been some stuff that occurred. Man, there's been all kinds of things. But yeah, so on the Phantoms, I'm just trying to not get shut out. That almost did. Did they finally have it? No, they're waving it off. Off the glove. So it's no goal for the Phantoms. They're they really are just trying to not get shut out right now. Man, 15 minutes flat. Saw that one coming. Imagine they went on a media timeout with 15 minutes flat. That'd be funny. And wow, well done. I actually suffered some freezing. Oh yeah, I was about behind. That's why. There we go. Back to normal. Fans not even able to get any chances for shots. And there's the goal that the fans have been looking for. They finally get it done in the third period. No shutout for them tonight. They finally do it. All right. That part. Okay. I'm sure the fans are happy that they finally got on the board. And there's been plenty of miscues across the board. I haven't seen anything in terms of penalties. Oh, geez, Nailers. I didn't expect you to go that hard. But yeah, it's just been a relief. I think they want to cut the lead down to where they can actually compete. I would assume that they would. I think we had fuck batted by a glove. Right. Typical flow. Go and get up a bit behind again. Where I fast forward and back. See if I just back out and go back in. Maybe it'll show an update of some sort. Watch that update be me missing out on a goal because, of course, it would always be something like that. Always. Okay, no. It wasn't. But that was a block shot, and they're hoping to try to get another one here. And I'm sure we'll see how anything else goes. And at the time, it's still winding down. And it's definitely been an excitement of some sort. And yet, there's an ad for Journey. Again, I still find it funny that they play those ads through a national anthem of all things. And there's the save. And here's a penalty. It'll be a tripping call. Which is the first of the period. That's Phil Tomasino for the Penguins. So we'll see if the Phantoms can actually make it a 1-goal game. Oh look, Grano got himself involved. We wonder where he was. Yeah, Phantoms need to get something going soon. They would need to build off of that goal soon, so that they would even get a chance. But I don't even know at this point. And oh no, yeah, that's not gonna happen on a power play. It's back to even strength. But yeah, time is running out. Man, I'm trying to listen in. Am I hearing empty net? Yeah. Almost. Hearing it. I think that is empty net. But yeah, I think they're on empty netter. Yep. But the Phantoms have been pretty much been in control of that. And that's gonna be all sides. 2:31 left to go regulation. And it's gonna be a timeout. And it's just been a game of all time. Let me see. Let me check in. Well, it's tied at 4 apiece. Gee, there's been all kinds of penalties called all throughout. Roughing on Lucas Avies at the same time as a high stick on Tad Jordan. Johnson and Hamilton called 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct, 5 minutes for fighting. That is not what I was thinking. Hislop for holding. Second period was, well, that was where all the action was, apparently. Dunphy was only called for holding, and Dravic was only called for cross-checking. Who's the reffing again? Oh, Zach Carson? Yeah, that makes sense. Yep, I'd say that checks out. Fact that Carson is still, yeah, pretty much. There's pretty much that one ref throughout the season that your team just says kills every game they touch for them. Pretty sure almost every team has that. Well, I say that for the ECHL, except if you're the Everblades, then you got no refs that tend to screw you over. You only get refs that favor you. But yeah, aside from the ones that tend to get away with a bunch of stuff, I'm pretty sure every team has like one ref where they're like, yeah, that ref kills us every time they play a game, regardless of if we win or not. And there's the empty netter. Wait, what? That's not an empty netter? That is surprising. I thought that looked like an empty netter to me. I don't. Maybe it went in wide. This is weird. But there is 1 minute left on the clock. Final minute. Phantom probably just gonna end up losing this one. And there it goes. Wide. And that is icing. But yeah, they're pretty much like probably just gonna have to self-regulation. And there, everybody was crammed up there, and there is gonna be a penalty, as that is an empty net goal for the Penguins. That'll just seal the game right there. But yeah, that is just game. Yeah, forget the penalty thing. That is just gonna be how the game ends. And they're just thankful it's not a shutout, as that's a 4-1 win for the Penguins. And apparently there was a penalty called to Garrett being one for roughing. What else is new? But anyway, I'm probably gonna try to see if there's anything. Okay, it was there's a goaltender interference. A 10-minute misconduct for Royals for a continuing altercation after getting a double minor for roughing? Jesus. What kind of robbery game is going on here? I was about to switch over as this game ends. But that's not what I was thinking. Jesus, man. And I can definitely hear Farina out my door. I better end it when I still can. But thank you all so much for tuning in. And until next time, travel safely.